When you came into the league, the Warriors were dominating the NBA in the midst of a 5-year finals run, and not that long a time, the Lakers have kind of reached the top of the mountain. You guys are the defending champs. You have the best record in the league. What's it been like to kind of experience that power shift, and what's the experience of being on the team that is clearly has the biggest target on its back?
Yeah, I've been here, the longest, especially in this division. So, just seeing the Warriors go from, like you said, multiple final appearances to, just unfortunate injuries and kind of depleting them a little bit. It's just a cycle of life in the NBA from a team's perspective. It's very hard to be a San Antonio Spur and go to the playoffs 20 plus years. And like I said, they had unfortunate injuries, and even this year too. Um, but they're still the Warriors in a sense. They play Warriors basketball. Anytime Steph's out there, the greatest shooter ever. So they're still a formidable team.
Kyle?
Hey Kyle, sort of related to that, so many of the key players on this team are under contract for the next couple of years, including yourself. I know every year has its own goals, and I'm sure you guys want to win a championship this year, but do you find any of your goals or any of sort of your vision kind of reaching out beyond and creating that dynasty that similar to what the Warriors had?
Yeah, for sure. I think obviously we play basketball to win championships. We got one, and we saw how hard it was to get that one championship. But we're in uncharted. Some of us are in uncharted territory. Obviously, you got LeBron that's been a part of dynasties, and for us, trying to get to that plateau and peak to continue to win championships is a tough, lofty goal. But I think that's what we kind of all put out to do. Seeing guys sign contracts to be a part of a championship window and just try to make it happen, because we have such a small time in the NBA, and even smaller of a window to when you're talking about dynasties to make it really happen. So got to get there first. That starts with trying to win championship number two. But we can slowly try to get there if we continue to focus on what we need to focus on.
Melissa?
Hey Kyle, how much has LeBron James' outspokenness on social justice encouraged you personally and encouraged other guys around the league to speak up regardless of whatever the potential fallout may be?
Yeah, I mean, you're always gonna have fallout. Anytime you speak out and use your own opinion, it's always gonna be a fallout. Just from the simple fact that in the world that we live in now, even prior, everyone has their own opinion. And everyone's entitled to it. But this day and age with social media, everyone has an opinion and you see it. So you may say something whatever you believe in, and there's always going to be backlash because people don't agree with. There'll be people that agree with you and some that don't. And I think when you're talking about social justice and you're talking about whatever you may be talking about, it's just up to you to believe in what you think and build that awareness. So.
Last question, Jordan Richard.
Hey, Kuz, you've had a double-double in 2 out of the last 3 games. Has being active on the glass been one of your, main focuses? And you've also shot over 50% in 2 out of the last 3 games from 3. Just talk about like your rhythm getting back and just your focus with rebounding and, having high rebound totals in the last 3 games.
Yeah, I've been really focused on, just real focused this season on, just doing what I got to do to, impact the game for this team. And, for me, just playing with energy and, just trying to create extra possessions for this team and, really just trying to, win ball games. I think that's the most important thing. With me being playing more on the wing now, playing the 2, playing the 3, not too many guards or wings or anybody in this league really that boxes out. So just taking it personally.
Hey, do you feel like in the year and a half or so you played for the Lakers that you have become, obviously the defending champs, but have you taken over the Warriors' perch as the team with the target on its back, the kind of the standard of the league these days?
I think when you're a defending champs, you kind of hold that, standard for the league. I don't say we took over. The Warriors won 3 out of 4 or something like that. So we don't, we haven't accomplished that yet. But I think whoever the defending champions are kind of hold that standard that, each team wants to become. And, we have that target on our back this year of, teams trying to match up to beat the Lakers. And, it comes with the territory when you're holding the title. So, we've been doing a great job of continuing to do what we do and get better at what we do to hold that title and try to keep it here in LA for this season. But, every night you're going to get, the other team's best shot. And, we've seen that a lot this year with our team.
Kyle.
Congratulations to your football team.
No, thank you, Kyle, man. Appreciate that.
First off, before you knew Kobe, was there something, either a move or maybe an element of his style that you emulated as like a teenager or something like that? And sort of as a follow-up, why do you think Kobe sort of inspired imitators and just had this generation of people who wanted to be like him?
Believe it or not, when I was younger, it was more the LeBron era, so I was always watching him. But I did, watch Kobe and his being from Chicago, MJ, and then, watching Kobe, kind of emulate his game and the back to the basket turnarounds and stuff. Always kind of, stood out to me. Just how much space you create, with just a small turn on your shoulders and your hips. So I kind of just always watch that aspect. But I just think, we hear it now with his Mamba mentality. I think that just kind of resonates with everyone, in their personal lives as well, not just in sports. And, the way he, was on the floor, just a fierce competitor. The way he was off the floor, such a loving guy. I think it's hard for people not to love Kobe and not see the inspiration that he tried to give to the world. Especially with his daughters, the way he supported them and did so much with them. I think it's just it just sets a standard, for what everyone try to become. As a parent, and for us men, as a man, as a father, as a husband, all those things that he was, you try to, look how great he was at those things and try to, do the same thing with your personal life.
Bill.
AD, kind of going back to the Warriors question, I'm just wondering, you and LeBron both signed your extensions to be here long term. Have you guys? I mean, do you think about what that could be and what that could be by the time you guys are to the end of those contracts, and what kind of dynasty obviously is everyone's goal, but I mean, what you guys could do in 3 more years?
We take it year by year. Once you start looking too far into the future, you start getting blinded by what's in front of you. And we talk about this year how good of a team we have, and trying to repeat. That's our only thing this year, and then next year we worry about next year and the following year. And then I think he'll be done with his contract. So we just try to take it year by year and try to figure out what we can do to make sure we win a championship this year. And then after those years, we look back and on it and can laugh and smile and joke about what we have accomplished.
Melissa Rowland.
AD, how much do you think LeBron's outspokenness on social justice and politics has inspired and encouraged other guys around the league to do so as well?
I think he's the face of the league, and so when he says something, everyone listens, and I think it gives confidence to other younger players or other players who are not as outspoken to do the same thing. And is you have a lot more confidence to say what you want to say when you have a league who has your back, and anybody who has your back in general. When you got a guy who backs the players in this league and wants the best for everyone and supports everyone, I think that you can speak out. And when guys see that Bron speaks out, or Bron says something about any subject matter, then they feel comfortable to do the same thing.
Is it Tip or Took?
Tiffany, sorry.
Okay.
Speaking of that, with what's happened in the past year, what does it mean to you to be able to play on MLK Day tomorrow?
It's an honor. I think in my career, I think I probably played 4 or 5 times on MLK Day, and it's always an honor. Usually, being in New Orleans, it was in Memphis, which was a whole different honor. But I think just playing on MLK Day is an honor for me, it's an honor for our organization, for our team. Like you said, especially when everything that's going on around the world over the past year and then leading to this year. I wouldn't be surprised to hear a lot of guys speaking out tomorrow about everything that's going on. There's a lot of talk about starting the season, tomorrow, just make it more powerful. But for everything that MLK did for us, did for this world. Anytime you get a chance to play on MLK Day and represent what he wanted all along, you couldn't be more happier to do so. At least I'll definitely be happy to play.
Sorry about that. Last question, Kari.
What's happening, AD?
What's up, man?
You said you looked up to, you kind of like looked up to LeBron, and watched him growing up, So what does that mean to kind of like to play with him to this day? I know, like, you said it to the fact that you in the NBA, you're a superstar yourself, but what does that mean to play with somebody that you kind of, watched growing up?
Yeah, it's crazy you say that because when we were in the bubble, he was getting like accomplishment after accomplishment, breaking record after record, and me, him, and some of our guys that was with us was making a joke about how next he's gonna break the record for most shoes he's tied, and it was just crazy thing that he's breaking records for. So, and I was on a bus one day on the way to the game, and I can't remember what game it was. It was in the playoffs though, and I was on Instagram and I saw a post about LeBron, and it was basically saying that he was top 3 in like almost every statistical category, and I sent that to him, and I sent him like this long. I gotta see if I can find it. There's a long paragraph on about it, and they were just saying like, I remember when I was a kid going to, driving on a Greyhound bus by myself, 15, 16 years old, going from Chicago to, Akron for your camp, and seeing you for the first time, and you're such an inspiration to all of us you might not know, and it's just crazy how everything comes full circle. So now we're on the same team battling for a championship. And it was a lot more like in depth about it, but you kind of just hit these moments where you realize like the guy I looked up to and had all his shoes and wanted to be like, and now we're teammates, and one of my closest friends. So it all just comes full circle, and I'm pretty sure he was the same way, with a guy like Kobe, and even, not getting a chance to play against MJ, but he probably did when MJ was with the Warriors, I'm not sure. But, it was kind of like that same feeling for me, and I kind of just told him that, and it felt kind of awkward just walking to the locker room, like sending a heartfelt message to him, and now we about to go play, and we right next to each other, so like, damn, what is he going to say? Like, man, you soft, or like, we going to see me before a game. So it was kind of weird, but he said nothing about it, and, after the game he said something, so it's a pretty cool moment to be able to play with one of the guys, play alongside one of the guys you look up to,